A shocking flaw that appeared on Bloomberg terminals on Wall Street created a ripple effect that impacted trading floors, investment banks, and financial newsrooms all across the globe. For a brief moment, XRP's price ticker was displayed on every single screen, ranging from those at Goldman Sachs to those at JP Morgan, and it read a staggering $60,000. The numbers that appeared on the traders' screens simultaneously were so outlandish that they appeared to have been pulled right out of a science fiction story. This came as a complete shock to the traders. A trail of bewilderment, guessing, and exhilaration was left behind when the tickers rapidly returned to their typical readings. What actually had taken place in reality? Was it merely an error on the part of the system, a prank, or was it a far more serious issue? As soon as the incident was happening, screenshots and videos of traders and analysts recording it in real time began to become viral on social media platforms. As a result of the fact that the visions could not be refuted, people were left with a sense of wonder, and their minds were running wild with theories regarding what they had witnessed. The problem, or possibly a finding, immediately became the most talked about topic in the world of finance. It was a digital enigma that required resolution. Bloomberg issued a statement almost immediately that referred to the incident as a data integrity error, and stated that the display did not contain any information that had the potential to alter the market. They stated that the collecting feed was experiencing a technical issue that will be resolved immediately. As reported, algorithms that are capable of predicting the value of assets during instances of extreme deflation and hypervelocity liquidity events made the prediction that XRP was about to undergo a tremendous increase in alue. The wealthy may have caught a glimpse of a means to make money that is beyond the reach of the average purchaser, whilst the general public merely sees a number appear on the screen. The $60,000 ticker was an indicator, a glimpse of a potential occurrence of hyperdeflation that has the potential to alter the way that global finance operates to individuals who are familiar with the concept of institutional projection. After the story gained attention, some began to draw parallels between it and the well-known Bitcoin glitch that occurred in 2017. In the same year, a same anomaly appeared on trading websites, displaying Bitcoin prices that were significantly higher than what they were selling for on the market at that particular moment. The bug had really managed to forecast the quick ascent of Bitcoin long before the event actually took place, something that analysts did not recognize until later. It appears that events will repeat themselves, but this time on a far greater scale, with XRP at the heart of the storm. Experts began to investigate every aspect of the malfunction, including the time it occurred, the computers that were impacted, and the way in which the algorithm anticipated what was going to happen. There was a discussion regarding the role that artificial intelligence plays in financial predictions, and the ways in which these systems are able to forecast the movement of markets before it really occurs. Is it actually possible for a computer's price prediction to provide you with information about a significant amount of money arriving in the near future? Is it possible that the algorithms could be a signal that institutional participants are meticulously structuring the market in order to establish liquidity corridors, treasury flows, and capital reserves in anticipation of XRP's unprecedented ascent? The concept appeared to be completely insane in and of itself. However, the evidence that was displayed on the screens was impossible to disregard. While the mainstream media was concentrating its attention on the tech, in order to determine whether or not the photographs were authentic, traders, market pundits, and cryptocurrency enthusiasts took snapshots of them and then examined the pixel patterns, time codes, and data streams that were included in the pictures. The responses of traders who worked at major institutions were captured on video. A few of them were caught in the midst of a trade and frozen, but others responded to the unusual occurrence with a nervous chuckle. There were indications in internal documents and talks that this might potentially be the beginning of a fundamental change in the way things are done. Financial elites may be utilizing predictive modeling to establish a controlled market narrative because they are aware of the potential benefits of blockchain technology as well as the ease with which XRP can be bought and sold. The malfunction was not simply a fleeting surprise. It became an indication of the impending events that the people who worked at the organization were able to foresee. An investigation into the future of an autonomous asset's money, which is now beginning to be used as a systemic tool. The incident was regarded by analysts as a turning moment in the way that people view digital assets. A number of institutions that had previously been reluctant to make use of tokenized payment systems found themselves suddenly presented with indisputable evidence that the industry had the potential to expand. XRP has the potential to evolve into more than simply a cryptocurrency. It has the potential to evolve into a significant component of the financial infrastructure that exists throughout the world. This assertion is strongly supported by each and every numerical value, algorithmic prediction, and previous example that exists. Interviews with former treasury advisors, blockchain technologists, and trade strategists were incorporated, orated into the narrative. They all discussed their opinions on the significance of the $60,000 price point. People discussed a wide range of topics, including defending against inflation and the implications on the economy as a whole, as well as increasing liquidity across borders. They sketched a scenario of a future in which XRP would be able to dominate treasury payments, corporate liquidity flows, and interbank transactions. In addition, a large number of amateur investors and admirers hurried to document the unusual occurrence. In the present day, social media is flooded with hundreds of thousands of screenshots, videos, and comment threads that depict the exact circumstances of what has taken place. It is similar to an online repository of information. There was no consensus among the members of the community regarding the glitch's nature. Some believed it to be random, some thought it was an error, and yet others speculated that it could have been an intentional action on the part of the system designed to alert individuals to changes in the market that were forthcoming. The fact that all of the individuals involved had the perception that they were witnessing a significant occurrence was what made this feedback cycle of guessing, excitement, and waiting possible. On online forums, individuals were theorizing about the implications that a value of $60,000 for XRP would have for the cryptocurrency market as a whole, original owners of the cryptocurrency, and the markets that exist throughout the world. The discussion transitioned from making conjectures to making plans as individuals endeavored to determine the potential algorithmic insight that Bloomberg systems might have inadvertently transmitted. It was quite difficult to determine what appeared to be an intricate network of financial expectations. As the passage of time extended from hours to days, a more thorough examination emerged. The probability of the occurrence of a hyperdeflationary event was investigated by economists and market modelers. They determined the narrative continued to grow in length. According to rumors, teams were investigating balance sheets, devising strategies for reserves, and in all candor, experimenting with on-chain liquidity mechanisms in preparation for the impending wave. In the internal meetings, the subjects of risk, compliance, and capital allocation came to consume the majority of the available time. In addition, regulatory authorities were gradually modifying their regulations in order to demonstrate their willingness to allow asset classes to become more popular. The scale on which operating readiness was achieved was unprecedented as a result of the problem. This created the appearance that the financial sector was discreetly beginning to support the future possibilities of XRP. As more and more new reports were leaked, memos were released, and forum posts were added, the story that had been slowly coming together began to include more and more specifics. This demonstrated that the elite were collaborating to maintain their access to information, and the malfunction functioned as both an alarm and a first glimpse of what was going to happen. Simultaneously, the events of the human story were unfolding. According to the statements of the traders who had viewed the screens, they experienced a wide range of emotions, including anxiety and excitement. Analysts were publicly expressing their astonishment as they were secretly making adjustments to their portfolios. Investors were discussing whether it would be more prudent to purchase XRP at this moment or to wait until additional evidence of market fluctuations became available. On social media, plot theories, speculative analysis, and reporting all came together to cover every element of the bizarre occurrence. This instance became a turning point that was experienced collectively in both the cultural and commercial spheres. It was a live view of what some people claim to be the beginning of a market shift in structure. Individuals from all around the world discussed the glitch in a variety of different locations, including online sites, coffee shops, and boardrooms. They all shared the same experience and were curious about what would happen to XRP in the future. Analysts have come to view it as a turning moment in modern banking as the incident received more and more attention. Is it possible that a digital asset that was previously considered to be speculative is now in a position to influence the way that institutions manage liquidity? Rather than